Hey, everyone. I'm the Educated Natural. Welcome back to my channel. It is an honor to have you here. Welcome to another exciting Monday. Listen, if this is your first time here, welcome. Do yourself a favor, grab a pen and a piece of paper or a whole notepad if you need one, because we are about to have a very serious, no holds barred conversation. Okay, I'm gonna try to be as professional as I can be, but today is one of those days where we're just gonna talk. And if you are a returning visitor here, family member here, then you already know. Here on this channel, The Educated Natural, I make you a vow. Everybody say it. I will never leave you uneducated. Just can't do it. Now, as you could tell by the title of today's video, we're going to be talking about a very, very important word, and that word is discretion. Now, I don't know how many of you are religious or spiritual. You believe in God, a higher power, but for me, it's God. If you believe in Jesus Christ, then this is going to really float your boat. If you don't believe in any of that, you can leave, you can stay, but you're going to hear me say God, because I wouldn't have anything without God, okay? So this is that kind of channel. But also, let me show you something before I even get started. So go ahead, take your time and read it. Because it's a fact. This is my disclaimer. Okay, and now that we have that out the way, that's a disclaimer. Because I am bound at some point during this entire get together we're about to have in this discussion, I'm bound to probably get on some people's nerves. I'm probably going to leave somebody feeling offended. But let me be very clear. This is for no particular person, but this is for everybody, okay? Now, like I said, if this is your first time here, I come with a disclaimer. I don't bite my tongue. I don't say anything once I can't say again for the people in the back. And one thing is for certain, is that you're going to get the unadulterated truth here, whether you like it or not. So if you're someone that's easily offended, you can go and say ouch and amen and move on. Because there are some conversations in this social media realm that needs to be handled, and handled now. There are some talks that need to be talked. There are some discussions that need to be had. And this right here, the Educated Natural channel and the Educated Natural, that's me. I'm not afraid to have these conversations. But before I get into this thing about discretion and about business partnerships, you need to be clear. You need to understand that everything you do, everything that you say is being watched by other people from around the world. So don't let the numbers you see in your chats think that this is it. This is all that's seeing this. This is all that's hearing this. No. There's power in the replay. People around the world are going to see you. People around the world are going to hear you. People around the world are going to interpret whatever it is you are saying. So let this be a warning before we even get into this. Discretion is advised. If you are building a brand, if you're running a business, if you own a brand, if you're representing a brand or business, be sure that what comes out of your mouth, you can put 10 toes down on it. Because people are going to hold you to this, CEO. People are going to hold you to this, boss chicks. or whatever other title you want to give yourself that makes you feel good on the inside. Beware that people are watching everything you do and say. And based on what they see and based on what they hear, they are going to formulate some sort of image or perception about you, CEO. So that's why this entire weekend I spent talking with my father. And I was asking God, what is it that you want me to talk about? Because I had a whole nother video planned for today, a whole other video, a whole other topic. But he would not release me from the word discretion. And whenever God places something that deep and that heavy upon me, I have to put everything else to the side that Kim wants to do and bring forth what he wants me to do. So before I even get into this, let me say hello to those of you that's taking the time out of your day to spend a few moments with me, the Educated Natural, because I am very appreciative of your time. So I'd like to say hello and welcome to The Experience with Sassy, Cynthia Living with MS, Passionately Intrigued Arts. Let's see, G Mama Grows. Let's see here. Barb LaFawn, thank you for being here. Precious Pieces, thank you for being here as well. And as everyone is coming in, we're going to continue to take moments where we just say hello and welcome everyone into this discussion. Now, let's get down to it. Yesterday, something pretty unique happened. I was in a live and we was having a great time, and I got a notification that someone else was live, but I missed a lot of their live, but I made a mental note as soon as the other live was done, I was going to head over and show them some love, because this is what content creators do. And so welcome in, Tay, welcome in, Inca, great to see you. And so I get to the video, I get to this other person's live, which is no longer live, it's a replay now. And I'm referring to none other than our very own Salon Diva. Hello. I was watching her video. And I don't know if this happens to you all ever, but it always happens to me in the weirdest ways. So I'm watching her video and she's showing us how she's taken her pineapple tops and she's rooted them. And now she's taking the roots and the pineapple tops out of the water and she's showing us how she's planting them in soil now. So basically, when she first took these tops off of her pineapples, there were no roots. There was nothing there, just the top. And if you've ever had a real pineapple, you know what I'm talking about. It's that very spiny part, the very top of the pineapple. That's what she was rooting. So the roots had became so long and so full that it was time and assigned to her that it was time to plant them in soil so they could start to grow and produce pineapples. Okay, so I'm watching the video and listening to her story as she's going through the video. If you haven't seen the video, you have to go check out her video. It's hilarious. So I'm watching her video and I clearly heard the word root bound. Now, I'm not a gardener by any means. I'm just starting out. But when I heard root bound and I saw her pull these pineapple tops out of the water, and it was a lot of roots on them. But here's the unique thing. Here's what got me. When she presented to us the very first pineapple top, the actual top looked worn. It looked like it had been beat up, like it had gone through the war. But when she pulled it out the water, you could see roots on it. And they were, quite a few roots. I'm thinking, oh, wow, that looks good. Okay, maybe it is a sign. Maybe it's a sign to her that because of the way the tops look, that it's time for her to pull them out the water and put them in soil. So she's doing the right thing. But then she presented the second pineapple top. And I looked at it and this one was full and pretty and green. And I was like, wait a minute. Why do they look so different? So when she pulled that particular pineapple top out the water, it had a lot of roots on it, way more than the first one did. And I started to sit there and I'm looking at her. She's going through the process of planting these tops. And I don't know why I did it, but it's just something that I do sometimes. I started talking to God. I said, it's interesting that two of the same thing, they're both pineapple tops. planted in the same water, different jars, can still grow different roots. And it made me think, how many of us that are in business, no matter what level of business you are in, how many of us are too afraid to take a very in-depth look at our roots? There are people on social media acting like they don't have the sense that God gave them in front of everybody. And my thing has always been, I don't care how long you've been in business. I don't care what industry you may be functioning within. You should always carry yourself with discretion. I've learned this since I was a kid. And I'm sitting back and I'm seeing so much negativity being spewed out on various social media platforms that it's almost at the point of just sickening, and it's nerve-wracking. But the very first thing I thought of was, when you see these things on social media, it doesn't matter how good the person may dress. It doesn't matter how much makeup they may have on or not have on. It doesn't matter the hair on their head, whether it's theirs that they growing out of their scalp that God gave them, or it's something they bought out of a store or offline. It doesn't matter. What's really curious to me is what's really going on with the individuals when you start seeing all of this negativity that's being spurted out over everybody. Like, do they really think about how this is going to impact not only them, the creative, but the people that's witnessing all this and that's getting covered in all this slime, if you will, from them? So I started to continue to watch Salon Diva's video. Let me take a minute. Okay, who we have? Who we got? Who I missed? Let's see. I know I saw my chat. Hey, Passionately Intrigued Arts, welcome in. Hi, Robin Murphy, welcome in. Crafty Leo, hello. Welcome in. Good Eats Homestead, welcome in. Hello. David Corey with Crop, welcome in. Good to see you. So I'm watching Salon Diva's video, and I started to pray. And God said, Kim, you have to teach people. You've taught them about reputation. You talk to them about the business promise or the brand promise. But you got to take a stop, because I was going to do it, like I said, another video in that same vein of those other two. And God said, Kim, you got to stop. You got to tell people about the importance of discretion. Because there is a lot of people out here that's saying one thing and doing another. They're not only embarrassing themselves, but they're an embarrassment to their brand. And them themselves are actually jeopardizing their own brand in front of everybody's eyes and not even realize it. So you have to go and you have to talk to these business people or business people that's claiming to be CEOs, that's claiming to be business owners and business professionals and all of these titles we can give ourselves. But it's what you see, what's really going on. For instance, in those two pineapple tops that Salon Diva was planting, I told you one was very full and green, looks great. The other one looks like it had been through some trauma. But my question to you is, how are your roots looking? Now, some of you might say, Kim, I'm not a plant. I don't have no roots. What are you talking about? I'm talking about those things that are inside of you that are easily triggered, that's causing you to come in a public setting, whether it's on social media, at church, or wherever, that's causing you to just explode because you've been triggered by something that had absolutely nothing to do with what's really going on the inside of you. And that's an untapped root. And if you are going to be taken serious at whatever level of business you are at, in order to get to that next level where God is leading you, or whatever your goals are, in order to even accomplish your goals, you're going to have to deal with the root of your issues. If you don't deal with the root of your issues, it's going to jeopardize everything you're telling everyone you are trying to build. Because now the people that are on the outside looking at you are going to formulate a image of you, a perception of you, because of how you're acting in front of them. A lot of people are writing these checks that their proof and their pudding cannot prove. Oh, I'm a CEO. Are you really? Well, yes, I am. I've been in business for 10 years. Okay, great. Where's your proof? Because what I see now, that's not somebody I would want to do business with. That's not somebody I would want to formulate a partnership with. Matter of fact, I want you to stay as far away from me and anybody that's dealing with me as you can, because you're just going to come in and disturb everybody's peace because you haven't taken the time to deal with your roots. What's really going on? Welcome in, Bayou Sugar. What's really going on here? Hey, Breeze. Welcome in. I see everybody saying, hey, Breeze. Hey, Breeze. So I'm wondering, what are we doing here? Are we just throwing every bit of precaution to the wind and we're jeopardizing it all for what? Clicks, likes, and views? But then when these clicks, likes, and views come in and you decide, okay, well, I'm going to form a partnership with this person. I'm going to form a partnership with that person. And when things go belly up, you have to go back as the CEO back to the drawing board and say, you know what? What did I do wrong? See, it's easy, and I've mentioned this before, but I'll reiterate it again now. It's easy to go and point the finger and say, this was your fault. You did this, and you said that, and da-da-da-da. You point the finger at everybody else, but you never take the necessary time to back up, sit down, and look at your roots. Instead of doing that, you just keep putting stuff on top of it. Stuff on top of it. You're trying to hide it, but every time you speak, that's all we hear. It's the hurt. It's the unresolved issues you never dealt with. And you're blaming everyone else but yourself. And if you're going to come on camera with that, I'm asking you, use some discretion. Because you can be the nicest, smartest person under all of that, but people will never want to connect with you because of all the venom that follows you, all the negativity from your reputation that follows you. And I need for you to take a step back, CEO, business owner, brand builder, brand owner, and look at your roots. Everything is not everybody else's fault. Sometimes it's your fault, CEO. You know how many times God has actually had to set me down and say, your mindset is not in the right place for that next level. I'm going to let you see it. I may even let you smell it. But I'm not going to allow you to get there until you deal with this root. So for those of you that's struggling and you're having a very hard time to get those goals accomplished, it seems like every month or every few months you're falling short. It could be because of unresolved issues within yourself. It could be a self-esteem issue. It could be something somebody did to you when you was a little kid. It could be anything that's now coming up out of you because somebody else may look like the person that did that to you. They may look like or start acting like the person that did that to you. This person has absolutely nothing to do with what happened to you back in 2000. But here you are in 2013 and 2023, and you're sitting here having a complete fit. And everybody's like, what in the world is wrong with them? But the seers, the ones that have been around for a while, are like, that's not the issue here. That's a root issue. There is something serious going on. And that CEO hasn't dealt with it yet. And until they deal with it, every time they try to formulate a partnership, every time they try to go and do a business deal with someone else, it's not going to work because they're easily triggered by the simplest thing because they never dealt with that root-bound issue they are having. You see, when a plant, I took a couple of notes here. When a plant is root-bound, it can't grow because the roots are bound by a barrier. So I ask you, CEO, what is the barrier that's stopping your roots from growing? You see, the Bible tells us that we should be able to identify a tree by the fruit that it bears. So if I'm looking for business partners and I come to wherever you are and you're acting completely off kilter, that's your fruit in my eyes. You can sit there and type me the most beautiful proposal. We can have a good time at lunch one day. But it's the things that I see when you don't know I'm looking that will tell me exactly what kind of tree you are. Because that's the fruit you have produced in front of everybody that's watching you. There isn't enough makeup that can cover that. There isn't enough technology that can cover that. You have allowed everyone to see you, that version of you, and people will then immediately determine if it's something they want to be connected to or not. And I'm here to tell you that if you don't get that stuff under control, if you don't deal with your roots, it's going to strangle you out and your plant will die. And I don't want to see another CEO's business fail. Everybody in this chat works extremely hard on whatever it is they do. We all do different things. I can't be you and you can't be me. Because my path is my path and your path is your path. But if you want to collaborate with one another, everybody, I'm talking to everybody. So I don't want nobody to say, oh, you talking about this? No, I'm talking to everybody. I'm talking you, and you move ahead. You too. I'm talking to everybody. Everybody in here has roots that they need to deal with. Some of you all, your roots are contained in a place that is too small for its growth. You ever heard of the poverty mindset? Some of you will never get to your next level because of what's up here. I have said it before and I will say it again. Get out of your own head. Get out of your own way. If you need to get a coach, somebody that you can vent to, then get that. But if you want your roots to be conducive to your growth, then you're going to have to deal with the issues that may be underlying there. It could be a bug down there eating you, your roots. It could be anything happening at your roots if you don't do a root check. When I was in a particular women's group, we used to do what's called a sister checkup. And that means every other week or at least once a month, we would get together and we would just let it all out. Some people showed up and they would just be crying and it would be like just cleansing tears. Some people showed up, they was having issues in their relationships. People would show up, they was having issues with their children. They was having issues with themselves. But it was a place for us to come. We got together and we just let that stuff out and we dealt with it. That's what you're going to have to do. I met a lady. She was a couple of years younger than me. And she was trying to have relationships and that relationship didn't work. And she would move on to the next relationship and that relationship wouldn't work. And she used me one day as her ventee. Meaning she would call me on the phone and she said, look, don't say nothing. I just need to vent and just let me know you're still there as I'm going through this. And I'd be like, okay. And she would just let it all out. And however it came out, it came out. And I was there on the other end of the line to be that listening ear for her, to let her get that stuff out. And whenever she wanted me to give a comment on something, she would ask. Because if you ask me, I'm just going to tell you. I'm going to tell you when you're right, and I'm going to tell you when you're wrong. And people love it when I tell them when they're right, but they get irritated with me when I tell them when they're wrong. And I'm like, you want a fair weather friend? I can't be a fair weather friend. Don't call me. Point blank, period. Because as a friend, sometimes you got to pull your friend to the side and say, listen, you're wrong, sis. You're wrong, bro. Or whatever the relationship may be. You got to pull them as a real friend to the side and say, you are jacking up. Grab them by the shoulder, not really, but figuratively, and be like, get yourself together. What is wrong with you? You look crazy out here in these internet streets. Get yourself together. Deal with that issue. That person did absolutely nothing to you. Get yourself together. Why did that bother you so bad? Let's go through this together. We're going to walk through this thing together. Let's deal with this root. Because it's going to be this root out of all your other roots, it's going to be this infected root that's going to destroy everything you say you're trying to build. And I refuse to sit here and just watch you do it. So let me take a moment. I'm going to go through the chat. I'm going to let y'all catch your breath. I know I'm just over here just going off because it's just one of those days. But I want to check and see if I missed anything. Hey, Picture Me Crafting, thank you for being here. Hey, The Best Uni, thank you. Yes, tell them, hit that like button. Thank you. Absolutely, G Mama Grows. Root checks are important for life. Yes, indeed. Just like when you're a gardener and you realize stuff ain't growing the way it's supposed to grow, something could be going on underground. You're absolutely right. You know it, David. You know it. Thank you, PIA. Okay, I don't see any questions or anything. Thank y'all. So let's talk about something else. A lot of us want to collaborate. A lot of people have reached their monetization threshold. Yay, congratulations. Welcome. Thank you for keep staying in there. Thank you for not giving up when it got hard. Thank you for telling us about your channel. Thank you. You rock, CEO. But now that you have hit this pinnacle part of your YouTube journey, you still have a lot of work to do. And it sounds great to be a part of a community that meets or exceeds your expectations. And I'm here to tell you, just like your own blood family or your relatives, however you want to characterize them, sometimes disputes happen. We are individual people. We have individual mindsets. We have individual goals. We are individuals. And because we're individuals, we're not always going to see eye to eye. Let's just tell it how it is. We're not going to always see eye to eye. You may have 5 people over here that may agree with you, 10 over here that don't. But you as the individual have to make up in your mind, what are you going to do? Who are you going to represent? What voice are you going to listen to? Now, here is where we kind of mess up. The moment a disagreement occurs, you want to try to make people pick sides. We are not 3 years old. We are not in the sandbox. You ain't throw sand on me. It ain't got nothing to do with me. Y'all handle that stuff over there. Do whatever you do. But the moment you come here, like I'm standing before y'all now, or sitting before y'all, if I have an issue with G Mama Grows, I'm going to take that to a place where it's just me and G Mama. If we agree to disagree, then we agree to disagree. I don't have to bring that here before everybody. We don't need an audience for this. I'm just trying to figure out, where did the level of maturity go among adults? The Bible even talks about how you're supposed to handle an alt. You don't need a whole group of people to be a part of whatever it is you're doing. Hey, Ruji. Hi, One Virtuous Woman. You don't need everybody. Hey, Rambo. Blessings. You don't need everybody in your business. But the moment you bring your business here, you just open up the door for everybody to be in your business. And you can't get upset when people sit there and form an opinion that you probably didn't ask for, but because you put it out there, everybody now feel like it's free game. I'm here to tell you, use discretion in everything you do, because it could come back and bite you. Be careful what you're doing out here in front of a worldwide audience. Because let's just keep it real. You don't know these people. I don't care if y'all have been social media friends for the last 3 or 4 years. You don't know these people. They don't know you. When these cameras go off, you could be psychotic. They don't know that. Or they could be that way. You don't know that. So when your personalities clash, or when your goals and dreams are on 2 different levels, expect that. You're not them and they're not you. This is why I tell people before you join in anything with another person, use discernment. Pray about it. Pray about it. Even when people join my channel and before I have my very first meeting with my members, I pray about it. Because I want to make sure that what I want to say is in alignment with what God is telling me to say. Because I don't want to speak out of turn or tell them something that they don't want to hear or not ready to hear. Because some people just aren't ready to hear the truth. I had to learn that the hard way. Some people want you to be their yes person, and as soon as you tell them the unadulterated truth, they got a problem with you now. You become the problem. And all you were doing was telling the truth. I have to check with my Heavenly Father to make sure that before the educated natural opens her mouth, it's in alignment with what God wants me to say to that person. Even if I see something in a video or a live stream, or if I'm out in public and I see somebody that I'm supposed to be in a group with and I see them doing something that I may think is inappropriate, I pray and ask God, should I say something to them or is it not my place? And 9 times out of 10, I just stay out of it. I'm like, look, that doesn't concern me. So let me just hush my mouth and go sit down somewhere. If I'm watching a video, a live stream, and somebody is doing something that I don't appreciate or I don't like or I don't do or whatever the case may be, it affects me negatively, I leave. I'm not glued there. They're not paying me to be there. I can leave. But I'm not going to go live and say, and I'm filling y'all up with all that venom. I'm not doing that. I'm just wondering, where is discretion? Where is common sense in your mind as a CEO when you're connecting with other people in a partnerships type of setting? Where in your mind does it say this is going to be perfect? I have known some people all of my life, and we'll have disagreements or we'll, agree to disagree on certain things. Or I've learned that there are certain topics I just don't talk about because I don't want to irritate them and I don't want to make them feel negative or anything because I have my own thoughts about anything. I just keep my mouth shut to keep the peace. Because I've learned there are just certain people that aren't ready to hear certain things. So you have to learn people and you have to use discernment. But don't let, thank you, Holy Spirit. Don't let your need for money, for clicks, for likes, for subscribers, for followers, for a clout score or anything else cause you to forget the importance of discernment. For you to forget the importance of discretion. For you to forget the importance of being disciplined. Because there are people, the moment they see you, they're already formulating a thought in their mind about you. Some people aren't going to like you because you're you. I've told y'all about this before. So getting upset because crafty Leo don't like you, you're wasting your time. And I told you how somebody else feel about you is not your business. That's theirs. Let them have that. Let them make you their problem. You don't make them yours. You keep doing what God called you to do. Let them deal with that. That's between them and God. It has nothing to do with you. That's a them problem. It has absolutely nothing to do with you. So why let them bother you like that? Let them carry that weight. You don't have to carry that weight. That's for somebody else to carry. Let them carry that. Some people are sinking right now because they are about 100 and 200 pounds heavier than they should be. You may not see it physically. Some you may. But some people are carrying bags of weights because of what's going on inside of them. Some people will look at you and see you doing your YouTube channel, see you cooking, see you crafting, see you designing, see you growing a beautiful garden. They will be upset with you because you're doing something that they haven't been able to do. Whose fault is that? That's on them. That's not on you. You keep doing what you're supposed to be doing and let them deal with that bad root. But you don't have to react to every time when somebody gets on your nerve or somebody pokes you or somebody pricks you or somebody makes you feel some kind of, you do not have to come on camera and spew that over everybody. You have to use discretion, CEOs. People are watching you. But as the CEO, you have to think big, way bigger than yourself. Especially for those of you that have said, I'm trying to create a legacy. Oh yeah? What legacy is that when you get online and you acting like a complete nut? What legacy are you really creating here? Because now you leave this earth and you pass it on to your kids. They still have to bear that weight because that's how you set it up. So now what if somebody else see this same brand that you claim you're building and they say, oh no, I'm not dealing with that brand. That's a negative brand right there. Now that following generation has nothing to do with that, but they're suffering because of what you're doing in the now. CEOs, entrepreneurs, be mindful of what you're doing. See, some of y'all have a disconnect. Hey, Odom, welcome in. You have a serious, hey, Nikki, welcome in. You have a serious disconnect. There's a disconnect between your ears, your brain, and your mouth. Some people show up and they just run this right here. You talk too much and you never shut up. You just constantly, yep. You like a chihuahua, just yep. Because you never gave your ears time to hear. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Let's stay with the ears. People say things, you hear it, right? Goes in your ear, you hear it. It runs from your ear. Now your brain has to interpret, i.e. comprehend what your ears have just heard. If you don't give yourself time to hear and comprehend, your mouth will speak something that makes absolutely no sense. And now everybody around you is completely confused, thrown off, trying to figure out what you just said, because we all in the room, we all heard what was said from someone else or in a discussion at church, in a conference, at the grocery store. We all heard it. But for some reason, it just got stuck somewhere between your ears and your brain. And something just came out your mouth. It was like, blah, blah, blah. Like, what did you just say? Blah, 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 blah. That's just literally what you sound like. And so we have to be mindful to give ourselves time to hear, comprehend. See, the problem is some people have a comprehension problem. That's a root. Because if you can't understand the simplest thing that people are saying to you and you take everything as a jab, that's a problem. Why are you taking everything so personal? Why are you just completely misunderstanding what was said? There is something going on. There's a disconnect between your ear and your brain. There is something going on. But it's nothing more scarier than to be in the room, hear what is said, you going off because you just did not comprehend what was going on. And now everybody else like, but I got it. You got it? Yeah, I got it too. Did you get it? Yeah, I got it too. And everybody's looking at you like, what's wrong with you? Why did you not? But hello? CEOs, if you want to join forces with other people, you might want to get your comprehension under control. Because in business talks, especially when it gets down to paperwork and legal contracts, you're going to have to be able to read and comprehend what you're reading. If you can't understand what's going on, you could miss something. There are companies right now being sued for hundreds of thousands of dollars because they didn't take the time to comprehend what they was reading. They didn't take time to comprehend what was said in those boardrooms. They were so prideful they think they knew it all. And now they're in the middle of litigation because people played on their inability to comprehend. You as the CEO, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, everybody wants to be a CEO. I know when the whole thing that happened that shook the entire world at its core, everybody went running into entrepreneurship. But very few people went and grabbed a book, a course, a real course, a class to teach you how to do that thing from the ground up. You were just going on social media following the loudest talking person that was out there. Well, if they said do this, I'm going to do it. Not one time did you do your own due diligence and do your research to make sure that what you was hearing them say made sense. That's why I always tell people, be careful who you're joining with. Be careful who you're following. Because those people could be leading you to your demise. Don't walk around here like a lost sheep. You don't have to. It's too much technology. It's too much information out there for you to walk around here and not understand what's being said to you. And let me say something else. To those of you that are around people that you know, just be real with yourself. You know that person has an issue, a root of some sort. And you walk around saying, yeah, amen. No, stop. If you call yourself a friend, if you call yourself a business partner in any capacity, you owe it to that person to say, listen, I understand you upset, but let's talk about this. Let's break this thing down. Here is what I see. But don't have these people out here looking crazy. And you talk about, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. When they as wrong as two left shoes. You know they wrong. And you up there talking about, amen. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. No, it's no yeah. Sis, you wrong. Bro, you wrong. That made absolutely no sense. Why are you acting like this? Why are you jeopardizing your own brand? What are we doing here? And never be so prideful, CEOs, that nobody can tell you nothing. Because the moment a person, I can only speak for me, the moment a person either says or makes me feel like they already know it all and I cannot tell them nothing, I tell them nothing. I'm out. I'm ghost. I'm out of here. You're not about to bring my ship down with yours. Not gonna happen. You want to keep flying by the seat of your pants, you go right on there. But the educating actually won't be there to watch you do it or do it with you. Don't be so high on yourself that nobody can tell you nothing, that nobody can't say, hey, listen, let's look at this thing from another perspective. But some people are so hard-headed and so tunnel vision that they would rather blame everybody else and never take a really in-depth look at themselves. But they will surround themselves with amen brothers and sisters and everything in between. As long as you are shouting their praises, it don't matter if they're wrong or right. You will still sit there and be like, yes, yeah. And because you have that type of person or people around you, you will think you're right. But then as soon as a real one come along and they pull you to the side and say, listen, I'm not trying to get in your business, but woman to woman, man to man, woman to man, however this thing's going to go, we need to talk. Because I saw some things and you say you trust me and you say we cool. Let me talk to you. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm just telling you as a person that's on the outside looking in, this is what I see. And it's very concerning. And if you don't deal with this thing, you won't last much longer. You'll be just like a car that's stuck in sand. And although it has 4 tires, none of them can grip because it's stuck in that sand. You'll just keep spinning your wheels and you will go absolutely nowhere. It's like insanity. You will keep doing the same exact thing over and over again, getting the same exact result. Is that what you really want, CEO? Every one of us, myself included, I had to be pulled to the carpet, sat down, and talked to. Did I want to hear it? No. Absolutely not. But when I sat down And I got tired of hitting my head up against that wall. And I got tired of getting spanked by God saying, Kim, if you don't break this habit. When I had the real one show up and they put the puzzle pieces together so that I could see it, I realized, man, I was wrong. I was wrong in that. I let my emotions get the best of me. I need to get this under control. But had God not sent that person to me, who knows what would have happened to the Educate Natural? And it saddens me as a business owner and a brand owner to get on social media and see people act completely like they are delusional. They're triggered. They're just saying crazy stuff. And I'm like, settle down. Simmer down. Who are you really surrounding yourself with? Who are these people that's not pulling you to the side saying, oh, sis, calm down. Wait a minute. We don't need to do that on public. We're trying to build here. Hold on. My brand is attached to you. Hold up a second. Let's try to talk this out as a group. Let's try to talk this out as a partnership. Let's try to talk this out as brothers and sisters. Let's try to talk this out as fellow content creators. Let's get to the root of this. Let's get some clarity here. I don't want you to get out there and completely destroy your own brand because of your emotions. It's not worth it. If a misunderstanding occurs, and they will, trust me, I've been here for a minute, they will happen. It's best to try to nip it in the bud as peacefully as you can. That's what you can do. You can't control what another person does. You can't. We're individuals. You can't control them. But do you know who you can control? You can control yourself. So just because you're upset, think about the best way to handle that. I can't tell you the number of times that I have walked outside and just yelled to keep from grabbing the phone, doing a phone call, getting online, doing something that would jeopardize everything I'm trying to build for my family and I because of emotions. I can't tell you the number of times that I literally had to go on a social media hiatus to keep from allowing my emotions to keep me from reading and dragging some people for real. Absolutely, Odom. I had to literally take myself away from here, take a walk, take a jog, take a ride. I had to get as far away from a cell phone, a computer, or anything that would allow me to get in front of people and just show out. Because I had to realize it's bigger than the educated natural. It's bigger than me. Anything I do will not just impact me. It'll impact my children, my husband. It'll impact my followers, my business deals, my business partners, members of my team. It'll impact everything. So when you get upset, you have to think bigger than you. Now, if that other person wants to go over there, y'all had a disagreement, and they want to go over there and they want to act up, let them do what they want to do. You stay focused on what God has called you to do. You can't control them. But when it's this tit for tat thing, and trust me, I used to be the queen of tit for tat. You do something to me, I'm going to do it back to you. And I'm going to do it even harder. Like, that was my thing. And Inka is in here. If she's still here, she can tell you. You hit me, I'm punching the mess out of you. Like, for real. I was that girl. I held no punches, literally. I was that roll-up chick. That was me. But I thank God for Jesus because I'm able to understand that root. That root for me was anger. Everything angered me. People angered me. Ain't like people. It was horrible. But once I understood where that stuff comes from and I actually dealt with that, now I'm like, what happened? Who said what? That's all they got? Oh, okay, brushed it off my shoulder. Okay, next. I keep it moving. But if you're easily triggered, every time somebody says something that you don't want to hear, or you don't like, or you don't agree with, or you don't understand, and you just popping off, that's a brand destroyer, not a brand dealer or a brand builder. So CEOs, entrepreneurs, business professionals, please, for your own sake, use discretion in everything that you do. Everything. From the smallest thing to the biggest thing. Because it could be that thing that could destroy you. You could have did it. You could do it today and it could be 5 years from now and that thing could haunt you. Use discretion in these business partnerships. Don't link up with anyone. I don't care how long you have followed them on social media. Don't link up with anyone without praying, if you're a prayer, about it first. Go to God first. Because that person may be cool. Hello, EJ's daughter. That person may be cool right here, right? On social media, in chats, videos, etc. You may even meet them at a meetup and y'all see each other face to face and y'all hug it out and y'all have a great time. That may be cool. But if you're talking about business, and I'm talking about real business, where you're talking about money, you know how many partnerships have broken up because of money? When you're talking about the direction or the trajectory of the business growth, when you're talking real business, you're talking about products and services and the sharing of ideas, that's business. You have to be very careful about who you allow yourself to link up with on that level. It's a different thing when you're in somebody's comments and y'all chilling and y'all laughing. It's a different thing, a much bigger, serious thing when you talk about linking up with partnerships. When you talk about putting it on paper and you start bringing out legal documents and, hey, we're in this partnership, we're going to sign these documents and we're going to be equal here and there and everywhere. That's a different level of trust. That's a different level of expectation. And trust me when I tell you this. You need God in everything you do, but you better definitely seek him before you start linking up with people on social media. Or linking up with people that you may know personally at your job or anywhere else. Because some people wear masks. Some people will show you their representative. And you will have no clue about who these people really are until you get something on paper or something verbal, and we're going to work together and we're going to build this project or this product and we're going to start selling it. And then when it comes down to the money, they're like, I want this much. Well, no, we're going to do 50-50. I did more work than you. And now this whole thing. Because you didn't make sure that that person was who you thought they were. You know how in the Bible it says that there's going to come a day when a lot of people are going to be saying, Lord, Lord. And Christ is going to say, depart from me, for I know you not. That could happen in your partnerships. A lot of people are out here saying, I'm a CEO. I'm a big dog in this thing. I've been doing this thing forever. And They tell you all these beautiful things. They paint you this beautiful picture. But when the rubber meets the road, you will quickly understand that they are not who they say they are. They are a loose cannon, and their love language is money. Let's say your love language is communication. Their love language is money. It's all about the dollar bill, yo. That could be a serious issue if you don't have that level of conversation. Hey, GT, welcome in. Give it up for my member, y'all. Give it up for my member. If you and that person are on two different mental wavelengths, it could cause an issue. Trust me. Been there, done that. So before you join any type of partnership, I don't care if it's something here on social media, something out there in the world. Before you put your name in anything, make sure you have sought the Creator for guidance. If that person gives you a red flag, listen to that red flag. Do not ignore that red flag. Just tell that person right now is not the time. I'm trying to work on some things and maybe later, but right now, it's not you. It's me. Try that approach. It's not you, it's me. Because some people are easily offended. And you can't use the same approach with everybody. That's why you got to use that discernment muscle. But I wanted to make sure I did what God called me here to do today for you all, so that you all can understand that everything that glitters is not gold. Okay? Everything that seems to be good may not always be good, may not always be conducive to you. There are some people that work well with, let's say, passionately intrigued artists. There's someone else that may work well with G Mama Bros. But those same people may not work well with EJ's daughter or One Virtuous Woman. May not work well at all. Now, all of them may be cool on social media, but when it comes down to working together, that may not be a good thing. That may not work out. You will quickly learn the skill set of people when you get into their presence and you start putting the rubber to the road. You will learn that some people are lazy. You will learn that some people continue to say they working, but produce nothing. They just busy. That's it. They're not sitting down in the chair. They're up doing this and that and da-da-da-da, but they're not producing anything. You may even find yourself at a place where you easily reach your limits with people because of the different personalities. It happens. Hey, Mona, welcome in. But as a business owner, you have to be mindful as to who you are connecting with and who you're connecting your brand with. Because if they do something crazy and people know, especially in the social media age, that you follow them, you're shouting their name out, you're sharing their stuff on your community wall, you are in their comments and you're saying all kinds of things. People have literally told me stories that they have been in other content creators' comments just saying hello, just like y'all are doing here, getting to know each other. And somebody in the comments had an issue with the host, the channel person, started going off between them two. That person in the chat gets kicked out by a moderator or whoever. So now this person is upset. So then they go and start doing bashing videos on everybody that's in the chat, who has absolutely, and the host, but to get everybody else in the chat who has absolutely nothing to do with your little spat that y'all got going on. But now everybody else has to suffer. I've heard other content creators in their lives talk about how they were trolled and all this other kind of stuff that happened to them. And they were completely puzzled about, like, what did I do? Why is this happening to me? You have to even be mindful and use discernment with even saying hello in people's chats nowadays. This is how crazy things are getting. You can't even be in people's chats comfortably because this person has a negative connotation that follows them. So people figure, well, if I see you in their chat, passionately intrigued artists, you better say that. Where is the mental maturity? That's what I'm saying. So now you've gotten mixed up in something that had absolutely nothing to do with you because you're in their chat. You may like the person, but because this other person didn't like the person, they take it out on everybody. It's pure foolishness. It's pure foolishness to me. Foolishness. It makes absolutely no sense. Where did the maturity go? Where did the time go when we could just handle things as adults? Y'all know what? Where did the time go when we could just have a straight up dance battle? Y'all know what? Let's have a dance battle. Look, I'm serious. Let's have a dance battle. Y'all ready to have a dance battle? Because some people need to laugh. Some people need to dance. Some people need to shout. Whatever you need to do. So let's just have a dance battle. Get it, GT. I see you, G Mama. Oh, everybody do the Ruji. Is that Mona over there doing the snake? I see you. Uh-oh, David's doing the Tootsie Roll, y'all. Watch out, everybody. Uh-oh, PIA is dropping it like it's hot, y'all. Let's go, y'all. Dance off this negativity. Uh-oh, look at Nikki. Nikki's joining in. She's like, uh-oh, move out the way, Mona. I got this. All right, Joe. All right. We back. I had to do that. I had to put a dance break in there and let y'all just shake off all of this negativity. Woo! Hallelujah. We feel better now. I hope something I have said today has put a smile on your face, made you think, made you understand that disagreements are going to happen. But at the end of every day, you have to, as a CEO, use discretion in everything you do, even your business partnerships, no matter how big or small. My next video, I'm going to be talking about something that's very huge for not only CEOs, but content creators alike. Many of you are doing podcasts, you're interviewing people. Many of you are taking it up another level in your business where you're getting your logos made by other people. You're outsourcing different things. But my question to you is this. Out of all the things that you are allowing other people to do for your business, how many of those things are on contract? Yes, I'm going to be talking to you about the basic and maybe even some contracts that you have never even heard of that as a CEO and content creator you need to have when you are dealing with other people. See, it's one thing to say, oh, it's word of mouth. But there are numerous cases, and the numbers are increasing every day, of content creators and business owners being sued by the individuals that you have outsourced your intellectual property to in order for them to create something that you want, such as a logo. And if you don't have the right documents in hand before this work is done, and you go and you use these items, because in your mind you're thinking, well, I hired you, I paid you money to create, let's say, this logo for me. Yet, I'm thinking it's mine. But in the eyes of the law, at any moment, any day, that creator of that artwork could see you blowing up, could see you making money. And they could come and say, you're still using that logo I did for you 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago. You just made it big. I'm going to sue you because I didn't give you the rights to use that logo. So we're going to be talking about contracts, because when you put it in writing, you are protected. Your brand, your business, your intellectual property is protected. And so I've already shared with my members one particular story of a huge business that's well known, that's right now in the middle of a legal battle over a logo that they trusted a family friend to create for them. And they just signed a huge $1 million, I think $9 or $10 million deal. And that original designer of that logo is suing them for like $7-8 million because they never had a contract to use that logo. So I'm going to be talking about business contracts with you guys probably in my next video, because that's another important thing that content creators don't think about. I'm a person that when I do my podcast, I have every single one of my guests sign a release form. But we'll get into that later. If I tell you all that now, I'm going to do a video for it. So we'll save that later. We'll save that for later. But if you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you, each and every one of y'all, for being. If you have any questions of anything you'd like me to talk about, feel free to leave it in the comments. I'll make a note of it. If you can't think of anything right now, leave it in the replay. I always check my comments and respond. So if there's something you want me to talk about, something you're going through in your business, and you would love for me to just address it, explain it, shoot me a message or a comment down below, and we can talk about it. If you want to get in-depth knowledge about certain things that I probably will not share here, but I will definitely be sharing with my members to make sure that they're on their road to success, and you want to take this thing up to another level, it doesn't even have to be a business. It could be growth in any way. It could be spiritual growth. It could be you just want to be with like-minded people to maybe inspire you on a deeper level. We invite you to join the membership. If you're someone that's saying, look, I just need somebody to talk to. I don't know what I'm doing. I just need somebody to tell me if all this work I'm putting into this thing, whether it's a YouTube channel, crafting, whatever it is, any advice. Even if you say, you know what, I designed this t-shirt, I just need your thoughts on it. What do you think? Come in the membership. That's what we're there for. To help you make sure that you can help make some sense out of what's up here. Because sometimes you may need somebody else to help you get up here. You may be able to hear, but up here may be an issue. Okay? So maybe you just need a mental checkup. That's what we do in the membership. Now, giving a shout out to one of my former Artisan of the Days, Marcella's Way. I have on her shirt today. Let me see if I can back up. This is her shirt. It says, I got 5 on it. I'm blessed as I can be. Shout out to Marcella's Way. She is a YouTuber here. And I have on her shirt, so it's only fair I give her a shout out. And a big shout out to my members. My members, GT Jr. grows in Alaska. Woo! And Miss Sonia Siegler, I didn't see her come in, but just in case she catches the replay, woo! So if you guys want to get in on what they're learning and the things, GT, you can even leave a review. GT and I had a meetup. It was absolutely awesome. My daughter was like, who are you talking to? And I told her, I said, somebody in Alaska. She was like, for real? So she was completely excited to actually, first of all, see an African-American man. But to see, a black man in Alaska, she was like, wow, for real? She couldn't believe it. So GT, I think you have a fan. So yeah. Who else did I miss? Oh, My Ugly Garden. Hey, how you doing? Welcome in. We are wrapping up. But yeah, she was completely excited to see someone that looks like us in Alaska. I thought it was completely hilarious. So let's see. Anybody that I may have missed, hello, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Yeah, it's getting real out here at PIA. It's getting real with people suing people. A lot of people are putting a lot of stuff on social media and people are watching them. Let's say they met you, did some artwork for you in 1999 and you still using that artwork to this day. If you don't have the right contract, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about what you should do. Stop, pause, don't pass, go. Okay, we're going to talk about what's going down. But I will be meeting up with my members tomorrow afternoon. It is on my channel. The time is on there. I think it's 5 o'clock tomorrow, Eastern, 5 p.m. No, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central. And I'll be meeting up with them. And we're going to be talking about branding your YouTube channel. I get a lot of questions about my channel. I get a lot of questions about the R that's beside my name. And so I wanted to go before my members. Thank you, G Mama Girls. Welcome. Welcome in. Welcome to the team. Welcome to the family again. So we're going to be in there tomorrow, and we're going to be talking about branding your YouTube channel, your social media across the board. Why it's so important. Because a lot of people, maybe when you first started your channel, you just kind of put your name up there or just put whatever up there. But now that you've grown, you may be thinking about, should I be changing some things on my channel? Woohoo! You know, should I be adding some things? Should I be taking some things away? Should I change it? You know, we're going to be talking about that tomorrow evening, 5 o'clock Central, 6 o'clock Eastern. I'm still trying to get used to this time zone, y'all. I've been East Coast for the last 3 years, and now we have moved to Midwest, and I'm trying to remember that I am Central. I'm so used to giving Eastern time. I'm Central now. So I have to keep reminding myself that time has changed. So bear with me if I stuff like, oh, time, because I'm still getting used to being here. Lord help us. But yeah, I can't wait to meet with my members tomorrow. I know Miss Sonia Siegler has been asking a lot about the YouTube channel. And I said, hey, well, let's talk about it as a group, as a fam. And we're going to talk about YouTube and the channel and growth and all those things. And we're going to be talking about some of the changes and the banners and this and that and the third. Because she had a lot of questions. I want to make sure not only her, but everybody that's there with the members gets your questions answered when it comes to branding and the importance of doing it right as soon as you can. I would love to say the first time, but let's face it. We all started wrong. And so now we know better. We're trying to do better. And that's where we come in collectively as a group and help each other just do better than we did yesterday. So I look forward to meeting with you guys tomorrow. There, you can always come in. If you're welcome in, you can hit the join button right here on the channel. You'll tell you everything that you get. There's also some extra perks that are not there, but you won't find out about them until you're in there. And I'm just so happy to be able to give a little bit more of me to those that are ready to go to the next level. Because for many years, I kept a lot of me back because of a unresolved root that I had, y'all. But I had to go through the process and deal with the things that the educated natural needed to deal with. So that now I'm in a place where I'm like, okay, God is telling me, Kim, open up that door again. You know what you did wrong the last time. Do better. You know better. And so my goal with my membership is to get around like-minded individuals that's trying to be better than they were the previous days and the previous time of their life. And it's always easier when you're around people that really, truly have your back and that really, truly want to see you grow and do better. And that's what we are here to do. So thank you guys for being here. If I don't see any questions. Hi, Sweet Thumb. Welcome in. What? Sweet Thumb says, guy using a logo I made back in 2013 took a draft and clipped. What? Oh, you definitely need to be here in my last video. I'm going to be setting up the next live as soon as this live ends. Get everything and pick a date and time where we're going to have that talk. We definitely got to talk about these logos, y'all. Did y'all see what she just put? Woo! She says, never compensated me for my work, and he's putting the logo everywhere. We going to talk. I'm telling you, we are going to talk. I'm going to have it to where if y'all want to come up on the panel and have this discussion and we can talk about it so everybody can hear your story. Sweet Thumb, I would love to hear the rest of that. I would love for you to come up and share what happened with you so that everybody that's a business owner, a business brand owner, you're growing, you're building your business, maybe you're just starting out. That story right there should open your eyes because there are so many people I'm telling you, they are playing on your uneducation. They're playing with y'all. And I have watched it and witnessed it long enough. And I'm coming out now to say, listen, that's not right. Here's what you need to do. So thank you all for being here. I don't see any questions, but sweet thumb, you almost pulled me out. I said, nope, I got to save it for the next video. But I thank you for being here. Definitely come back. You have to come back and share that story with us. Thank you, Ruji. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Now, what time is it? Anybody else going live? It's Monday. I believe Creating with Tuck. You can search her channel on YouTube, Creating with TUC, Creating with Tuck. She is doing a live tonight. If you are a business owner or if you're just somebody who wants a website, she is doing a website training on her channel. I think it's 6. Let me see. Make sure she ain't live now. Make sure I'm dragging it up. Okay, she's live right now. She is live right now. It's called Square Website Setup. I believe with Square, you can get a free website. She is taking you through how to do it right now. So head over to Creating with Tuck. In fact, let me see if I can put it there. Hey, Resilient Dad, thank you for being here. Let me put her channel name in there. I hope that pops up. Okay, yay. That's the name of her channel. If you are trying to get a website, go over to that channel and listen to her. She trains people how to build their Square website. So if you know you need a website, you need some training on how to do one, she is doing it right now. Let her know I sent you over there because I'm on my way over there too. Even though I have my own website, I just like information. I like learning. So I'm a forever student. So head over to Creating with Tuck. And I don't know if my mods can drop her link. That may make it even easier for people. Head over to her channel and you will be educated on websites. So if you need a website, that's where you need to be right now. I believe it's a free website builder. So if you like that free 99, you better head over there while she's doing this for free. Because if she do a one-on-one training, she may charge you. So if she's giving this up for free, you need to get your behind over there and gather up all this information. Because I know a lot of you have reached out to me and said, oh, I'm going to get a website at some point. Your point is now. And I always tell y'all, go see Tuck. Go see Tuck. Tuck is live doing website training. So thank you so much, Passionately Intrigued Arts. Click that link, head over to Tuck's channel and see what she's teaching about setting up your Square website. I will see you guys in my next video. Members, I will see you tomorrow at 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern. I look forward to meeting with you. Until the next time, God bless you all. Remember, as I always say, be blessed. Continue to be a blessing to others until the next time God allows us to come together. Enjoy your journey and make sure you're using discretion in these business partnerships. All right, guys, be blessed, everyone.